My name is Mark and I'm from Humo Finance, and we are property and business finance specialists. In today's video, we catch up with Claire Farren of Farrens, who are virtual assistants, and she'll give us her top 10 tips on how to be effective whilst working remotely.
Hey Claire, thanks for joining us again. Really do appreciate you giving up your time for this. You're obviously very experienced in the world of remote working, and you're obviously sharing that with your clients through your business. What would you say are your top 10 tips for productively working from home?
So this might sound like a little bit of me like giving you the rules now, Mark, but that's not what it's intended to do. But I do have some top tips for everybody. So yeah, quite experienced for 4 years now. This has been happening. So number one for me is about planning your day. So it's really about thinking about that time management. What are you looking to achieve? And it's okay if there's only like 3 or 4 things on your to-do list. Don't set yourself up to fail, especially if you're at home juggling children or vulnerable people, or you're self-isolating yourself. You know, really think about planning your day and doing something that you know is achievable throughout that day. Number 2 is workwear. Now, I'm not expecting you all to come in suited and booted with a full suit and tie, etc. But just be mindful of your workwear, because it does change your mindset. So even if you're doing it from that perspective of just making sure that you're in the zone to be motivated. So pajamas aren't going to work. Kicking around in your underwear isn't going to work. Really think about putting something on that gets you into that mood of working. Number 3 for me is setting some ground rules. So if you are sharing the house with other people, you might be working from home with your partner, with children that are in your family. Really sit down and decide on when you're available throughout the day for interruptions and when you're not. So if you are training or you're attending a meeting, just let people in the house know. It just sets some rules down for when you are available to be interrupted and when you're not, and it just gives respect to other people in the house. Number 4, communication. Communication is huge. So not only do we have to work from home now, but we're now away from our office, from our interaction, we're completely distanced. So think about how we talk to people, make sure you're checking in with your colleagues, even arrange some virtual coffees. You know, just rock up at 11 o'clock and check in. How are we all doing? Everybody is dealing with this pandemic in really good, positive ways. Some people are really struggling with it. So let's check in with each other and keep communication nice and positive and interact as much as we can. Number 5 is to set up a dedicated workspace if you have that option at home. So I appreciate not everybody has that option. Some people will be sitting at some chest of drawers in a room with a seat. Some people will be downstairs at the kitchen table. But if you can set it up and make sure that if it is on the kitchen table, that you try and minimize it all back down so that you can go back into home life and set that boundary there. Meetings. So if you are having a meeting, and it's obviously virtual, just set the tone and expectations in that meeting. If you do have children in the house, let people know. You'd be a lot less embarrassed if they burst through the door then and you have the kids come running in screaming for lunch. Just set some of those boundaries. So let people know at the beginning of the call, and obviously let the kids know that you're going in a meeting. It'll just allow you to feel more comfortable. And obviously the people in the other side of the virtual meeting will feel more comfortable if that does happen. Number 6 for me is attitude. Unfortunately, we're all responsible for that. So you've got to keep yourself positive. You've got to keep yourself motivated. If you don't, it can be a really hard place to work from home virtually if your mindset is not in the right place. So really think about what you need around you to keep that positivity nice and light. And it might even be things like sitting yourself beside a window where there's some natural light or you can see that. Little things like that just keep our attitude nice and strong and motivated. Beware of your distractions. That is huge. So if you are in the kitchen, the fridge is number 1 going to be your biggest distraction. I promise you, okay? Doing the dishes, setting the washing machine off. You don't realise, but if you start doing those little distractions, it can end up being an hour's worth of work that you've missed. Now, if you want some downtime, it's okay to do them, but just be aware that they are going to distract you from your work. So just plan out when you're going to do that in the day. Staying active, obviously we have our daily walk that we're all allowed to go on, which is great. But I really want you to think about this from a perspective of if you're holding a virtual meeting and You don't need to have your laptop in front of you, or it's a bit more of a casual meeting. There's no reason why you can't pick your phone up if it's a phone call or if it's a video one on your data. Go for a walk with the phone. Get yourself out there. The amount of phone calls that I've had walking around the garden because I don't need to be in front of my laptop, and it keeps me active. So think about having a walk and talk meeting. Okay, bring some of that into your daily challenges. And number 10 is really important. Sit back and review your key achievements for the day. Now, the key achievement might be that you've had 2 meetings and the kids didn't come bursting in the door. Great. But make sure you log them and make sure that you do give yourself a pat on the back, because it will allow you to go into the next day feeling like you've got this, it's under control. And those little key achievements are really good for your mindset to keep you motivated. So hopefully, I know there's 10 there, but hopefully they will help just put some things into perspective. But just remember, we are all in this together, and the challenges you are facing, so is lots of other people, and they will be understanding to the current circumstances. So be kind to yourself through this time. It's really important.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think there's plenty that you shared there across the top 10, some of which I probably adopt now, others which I perhaps don't and should. I'm notorious for walking and talking on my phone. I pace. I'm one of those phone people. So no, some really, really good tips there to share. And I think the overriding piece there is that we are all in this together. We've all got the same pressures. Kids bursting in the background. Yes, we saw it on the news, and it was quite a funny moment, but that's probably reality for a lot of people.
Absolutely, yeah.
Just making everybody aware we're all, as you say, in the same situation. So embrace it. I guess is the way forward. So thank you very much for your time again. Really do appreciate that. Great tips for everybody to share there. And we'll catch up again soon. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Mark. Take care.
Some great ideas there from Claire. Really hope you found it useful. I'm not going to go and repeat all 10 of them, just to recap, but there's certainly some in there that I'm going to take on board, and there's others that I'm just going to keep doing. So hopefully you found that very useful. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you soon.